Oh, we're not on.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
How's everybody doing?
Still entertain us.
Okay.
This tune will come back later in the service. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
A reminder to those who are here in our sanctuary to please silence any devices you may have on you before our service starts in earnest. And I welcome all of you, as well as all of our community members who are worshiping with us, but from afar. So welcome to all. We're going to begin with the candle lighting, as I invite Andy Dinsky to please do us the honor of the candle lighting on pages 120 to 121.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generation of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech olam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotov, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Thank you, Andy. Shabbat Shalom. And we continue now with the Kiddush as Cantor Dan leads us on pages 122 and 123.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kirishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu. V'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit, ki hu yom tehila lemikrayei kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim. Kivanu v'acharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, be'ahava uvratzon, chinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen.
L'chaim. Manischewitz time.
As we sit here amongst friends, family, and colleagues, we welcome the Sabbath angels to join us. And in this version of Debbie Friedman's Shalom Aleichem, we say at the end, instead of Tzeitchem, we say Shuvchem. And actually in many communities, they save the Tzeitchem, the leave, go in peace, until Havdalah, because we want the angels to stay with us as long as we can.
And Shuvchem means
And
return.
Shuvchem means
please.
return.
Yes,
Sorry,
yes,
thank you
return,
very
yes.
much. Shalom
Page 142.
Aleichem.
142.
Shalom Aleichem. Malachei Hasharet. Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech. Malchei Hamlachim. HaKadosh. HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom. Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem. Malachei Hasharet. Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim. HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom. Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem. Malachei Hasharet. Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim. HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shuvchem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom. Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem. Malachei Hasharet. Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim. HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
And now we're ready for Lecha Dodi on pages 138 and 139. And as usual, we will be singing together verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And when we get to verse 9, it is our minhag here, as in many places, to rise and face the back of the room to welcome the Shabbat bride into our midst. Page 138, Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi likrat kalai, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kalai, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor וזכור ודיבור אחד ישמיענו אל המיוחד אדוני אחד ושמו אחד לשמו תפארת ולתחילה Lecha Dodi likrat kalai, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kalai, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat לכו ונלכה כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תהילה Lecha Dodi likrat kalai, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kalai, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, kiva horek umihori, uri, shir daveri, kevod Adonai, alayich negila. Lecha Dodi likrat kalai, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kalai, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Moi v'shalom materet ba'ala גם בשמחה וסולה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה Lecha Dodi likrat kalai, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kalai, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
Please remain standing as we turn to the Barchu on page 146.
Yai da dai 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 dai. Yai da dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai da dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai da dai dai yai dai 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 dai. Baruchu et Adonai Hamevorach Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Hamevorach Leolam Vaed Hamevorach Hamevorach Leolam Vaed.
Please take a seat. As we turn to page 148 for the Ma'ariv Aravim.
Yai dai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai dai dai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim ma'ariv aravim bechokma poteach she'arim ובתבונה משנה עיתים ומחליף את הזמנים וסדר את הכוכבים במשמרותיהם ברקיע כרצונו יאי די 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 יאי די 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 יאי די 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 יאי די 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 יאי די 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 יאי די 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 יאי די 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 בורא יום ולילה גולל אור מפני חושך וחושך מפני אור ומעביר יום ומביא לילה ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה אדוני צבאות שמו אל חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד ברוך אתה אדוני המעריב ערבים.
Please join me on page 150 as we read the translation of Ahavat Olam. Everlasting love you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. We rise for the Shema, page 152.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Adonai shall love Adonai your God with all your heart,
You may be seated.
with all your soul, and with all your might. And all these words which I command you on this day shall be in thy heart, shall be in your heart, and you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up, and when you rise up, and you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes, and you shall write them on the doorpost of your house and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God.
We turn to page 162 for Vishamru.
Vishameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam, berit olam, berit olam. Vishameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam, berit olam, berit olam. Beni uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam. Beni uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam. Sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim et haaretz, uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat Shabbat vayinafash beni uvein bnei Yisrael oti leolam beni uvein bnei Yisrael oti leolam v'sham meru bnei Yisrael et HaShabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם מדורותם ברית עולם.
A thought has blown the marketplace away. There is a song on the wind and joy in the trees. Shabbat arrives in the world, scattering a song in the silence of the night. Eternity utters a day. We rise for the tefillah on page 164.
Yai dai 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 dai. 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 Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah El Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot U'Mevi Geula Livnei Bneihem L'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayeh HaKol Atah Rab V'Hoshia Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem Mechalkel Chayim B'Chesed Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim V'Rofech Olim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot Umido Melach Melech Vemit Umechayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman ata lehachayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
We take a few moments for silent prayer and reflection. Please be seated when you are finished.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'necha levarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
We continue now with the Torah Service. Tonight is a Torah Service, and we begin on page 362. And as the ark is open for the Torah Service, those who are able to do so, please rise.
אין כמוך באלוהים אדוני, ואין כמעשיך. מלכותך מלכות כל עולמים, וממשלתך בכל דור ודור. אדוני מלך, אדוני מלך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. אב הרחמים, היטיבה בצונך את ציון. תבנה חומות ירושלים, תבנה חומות ירושלים. כי לך לבד בטחנו, מלך אל רם ונישא, אדון עולמים. כי מציון תצא תורה, כי מציון תצא תורה, ודבר אדוני מירושלים. ברוך שנתן תורה תורה, ברוך שנתן תורה תורה, לעמו ישראל בקדושתו. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. אחד אלוהינו, גדול אדוננו, גדול שמו. גדלו אדוני איתי, ונרום ממה שמו יחדיו. לך אדוני הגדולה והגבורה והתפארת והנצח וההוד. כי כל בשמיים ובארץ, כי כל בשמיים ובארץ, לך אדוני המלאכה, להעמיד נעשה לכל לראש.
I would ask you to sit, but you're just going to have to stand in a moment anyway, because I'm going to invite the entire congregation, whoever wishes to do so, to rise for this aliyah in just a moment. We are on Parshat Tetzaveh, and we are on page 621 of the maroon Plout commentary, if you wish to follow along. It's Exodus chapter 28, verses 36 through 38, and that is on page 621. Do you want to just, yeah. Ya'amdu, please stand up. Anyone who wishes to do so for this aliyah. And we say the brachot. Baruch et Adonai hamborach, Baruch Adonai hamborach le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים, ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני, נותן התורה.
Amen.
אמן. ועשית ציץ זהב טהור, ופיתחת עליו פיתוחי חותם קודש לאדוני, ושמת אותו על פתיל תכלת, והיה על המצנפת אל מול פני המצנפת יהיה. והיה המצח אהרון, ונישא אהרון את עוון הקדושים, אשר יקדישו בני ישראל לכל מתנות קודשיהם, והיה על מצחו תמיד לרצון להם לפני אדוני. You shall make a frontlet of pure gold and engrave on it the seal inscription, Holy to Adonai. Suspend it on a cord of blue so that it may remain on the headdress. It shall remain on the front of the headdress. It shall be on Aaron's forehead, that Aaron may take away any sin arising from the holy things that the Israelites consecrate, from any of their sacred donations. It shall be on his forehead at all times, to win acceptance for them before Adonai. Together we say the closing bracha. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chaye olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah. Amen. Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov, v'imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah. May the Holy One of Blessing who blessed all our ancestors bless all of us who have come up today in honor of God, in honor of Torah, in honor of Shabbat, and in honor of our commitment to our Jewish community. May the Holy One keep us always safe, keep us well. May we be healthy, have good, long, healthy lives filled with joy, peace, and love in our homes, and success in all of our labors and those of our family and friends and of the entire house of Israel. And let us all say, Amen. Please take a seat. Before we lift and tie up our Torah scroll and put it away, we have, as our minhag here at Temple Sinai, our custom, a mishaberach, a blessing for healing. And I have here a list of names of those we know of who are in need of healing, and I'm placing it on top of our sacred Torah scroll to look at those names as my prayer during this blessing. But if you have a name or names of those you are thinking of at this time who are in need of healing of body, mind, spirit, or of all three, please say those names aloud now. So for all of those whom we have named, as well as all of those good people around the world who are currently in need of healing, we sing this healing mishaberach.
Mishaberach Avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, veYaakov. Mishaberach imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, veRachel. May the one who blessed our fathers, may the one who blessed our fathers Hear our prayer.
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 Hear our prayer. And bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Bless us with the vision for tomorrow. Help us to reach out to those in pain. May the warmth of friendship ease our sorrow. Give us courage, give us strength, show us the way. Mi sheberach avoteinu, mi sheberach imoteinu. Hear our prayer.
Hear our prayer.
Hear our prayer.
Hear our prayer.
Hear our prayer. Hear our prayer. And bless us as well. Hear our prayer.
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 Hear our prayer. And bless us as well.
And now we're ready to lift and tie up our Torah scroll, and I invite our Hagba Eric Adams to come up and lift our Torah scroll, and as he does so, please rise if you are able to do so, and we sing V'zot HaTorah.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ויד משה. וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ויד משה. יי די 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 יי די 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 יי די 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 יי די יי די 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 יי די 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 יי די 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 יי די די די.
Page 374, we return the Torah to the Ark.
יהללו את שם אדוני, כי נשגב שמו לבדו. הודו על ארץ ושמיים, וירם קרן לעמו. תהילה לכל חסידיו, לבני ישראל עם קרובו. הללויה, הללויה. עץ חיים היא למחזיקים בה, ותומכיה מאושר. דרכיה דרכי עולם, לכל נתיבותיה שלום. השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשוב Amenu kekedem.
Please take a seat. How much can we judge a person or a group of people on the basis of appearance alone? And how much of our judgment is natural, or even maybe a positive, as protection from potential harm? And how much is unfair prejudice leading to intolerance? The part of this week's portion I just chanted from Parshat Tetzaveh deals with Aaron's priestly garment, in particular with a golden plate he was to wear on his headdress, engraved with the words, "Holy to Adonai." There is some question from the rabbinic commentators whether the inscription referred to the headdress or to Aaron. But Abraham Isaac Cook believed it to be referring to Aaron himself, as he became a holy vessel, channeling divine energy down into the world. For the high priest serving in the temple, we had ways of discerning and of remembering his special status and holiness. In our everyday lives, however, we do not have such clearly distinguishable marks to indicate where someone stands in the world. Do clothes make the person, as the saying goes? Maybe to a certain extent when it comes to types of dress. For example, people may wear the same uniform to show that they belong to the same sports team or organization. And certain professions have clearly identifiable forms of dress, such as lab coats for medical people in the medical field. But sometimes a judgment we might make according to someone's dress complicates matters. And that is because what someone might wear to symbolize one thing to the wearer might cause the person looking at that item of clothing to reach an entirely different conclusion than the way it was intended. And I'll give an example. When I was living in Israel, before beginning rabbinical school, I learned that there are different types of kippot, or yarmulkes, worn by different groups of men from different denominational and ideological allegiances, and it would show where they exactly belong. So, for example, the crocheted kippah meant that one was modern Orthodox, but a solid round skull cap made of a different kind of material, like a velvety material, signified that one was Haredi, a stricter Orthodox perspective. For me, wearing a kippah while studying Torah, I was reminding myself to be humble, to remind myself that there's something above me, and to understand that this is a sacred act that I am engaged in. And it made me think about my connection to my higher power, as well as to all of Jews, of Jewry around the world. To others raised in other traditions of Judaism, they thought that my wearing of a kippah as a woman was a mockery of the tradition, that I was trying to be sarcastic and mock the tradition, and that I was demonstrating my insolence and brazenness. And on more than one occasion, I was spit at when I wore it out in the streets. This was quite a while ago. I hope that has changed. What about judging others for security, though? What about what they call profiling? With the rise of anti-Semitism worldwide, and having just experienced the terrifying hostage-taking in Colleyville, Texas, Jews everywhere have been more vigilant about security. So what do we look for when trying to ascertain if someone is safe to enter the synagogue? Unfortunately, people do not wear signs to let everyone know that they are the good guys or the bad guys. People now do not have the inscription on their foreheads, "Holy to Adonai," or even "good" or "bad." What we must not do is judge someone based on her clothing or anything about his outer appearance. Instead, we are to look for behaviors that are suspect. And the Secure Communities Network has trainings available to synagogues that we are going to avail ourselves of that will teach us all about actions to look for to see that someone is suspicious by how they act, how they behave. In any case, it should never be because of someone's apparent racial background or their clothing. So let's get back to the high priest's headdress. Now that we lack a high priest wearing the headdress with the inscription, Kadosh Ladonai, holy to Adonai, each of us must embody the priesthood within. We must become a kingdom of priests and a holy nation, as described in Exodus chapter 19, verse 6. We may wear the symbols of this holiness with our tzitzit on our talit, our knotted fringes on the edges, but mostly we also show our holiness with our behaviors. Some Jews have decided recently, with the rise of anti-Semitism, that they will no longer wear a Star of David pendant or other signs of their Judaism in public. That is a very personal decision that each of us must make according to who we are and the circumstances we find ourselves in. And I would be the last to tell you what to do in your particular position. But I would advocate pride in who we are as Jews as much as possible. And especially if we are easily identifiable as Jews, we must behave so that others will see us and say, wow, those are Jews who did this wonderful act in our community. Just as Christians are fond of saying something is or is not a Christian thing to do, as if Christian is synonymous with a good thing to do or godly thing to do, we must act such that others say in appreciation, now that is a Jewish thing to do, referring to our many mitzvot in the world. Wouldn't that be wonderful if that became what Jewish meant to everyone? Aaron and the high priests after him had a sign on their foreheads, meant to be read and heeded by all. In their case, we were supposed to judge a book by its cover. However, today distinctions among people are not so clear and are not visible by dress or other outward characteristics. May we be able to do what is necessary to protect ourselves and those we love from others who are judging us negatively based solely on the fact that we are Jews. But likewise, we should look upon others without jumping to judgment based on their race, religion, or national origin. And then, may we shine as a beacon to others, radiating from ourselves what is in our hearts, that we truly have chosen to be holy to God. Shabbat Shalom. If you'd like to discuss this further, please come tomorrow afternoon at 12:30. We always have Torah Study on Zoom only, not here in the building, but at this point it is Zoom only. Please join us at 12:30 because this is exactly what we're going to discuss more in depth in our Torah Study tomorrow. I'm going to be facilitating that Torah Study about dress and clothing and what all of this symbolized and what it can mean for us. Thank you. Oh, and now Betty Adams, our co-president, will deliver a few announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. I'm Betty Adams, co-president of Temple Sinai, along with my constant companion, Lynn Weinstein. Thank you, Rabbi Aviva, Cantor Dan, and of course, Dr. Dave McFarland for a beautiful service tonight. We would like to thank the following sponsors. Tonight's Erev Shabbat service is sponsored by Rochelle Pazer in memory of her beloved father, Louis Mintz, and her beloved mother, Ann Mintz. Diane Johnson in memory of Aubrey Johnson. Andrea Lambert and Jerry Schneider in memory of Lillian Schneider. Irving Goldstein in memory of his beloved son, Scott Goldstein. Pearl and Mark Vogel in memory of Pearl's beloved mother, Betty Sternschus. Joyce and Dr. Jerome Simon in memory of his beloved father, Herman Simon. Jim and Arlette Hurt in honor of and gratitude for their daughter-in-law Deanna's good medical news. The following donations to the community food pantries are sponsored by, or donation is sponsored by Belle Brody in honor of her new great-granddaughter, Eliana Brody. Congratulations, Belle. Our Saturday, February 12th Shabbat Torah Study is sponsored by Carol Pollack in memory of her beloved father, Erwin Gassman, Rochelle Pazer in memory of her beloved father, Louis Mintz, and her beloved mother, Ann Mintz, Diane Johnson in memory of Aubrey Johnson, Andrea Lambert and Jerry Schneider in memory of Lillian Schneider, and Lois Astern in memory of Lillian Karch. Just a few announcements. The Spanish River Concert Series tickets are still on sale. There are some special concerts. There is still the series that's beginning, I think, this week. If you're interested and you're in the sanctuary, you can see Harvey Fields tonight. If you're out there in internet land, you can call 561-276-6161, extension 114, and leave a message, and someone will get back with you. Next Sunday, February 20th, Adult Ed is presenting Florida's Amazing History and Why You Should Care by Palm Beach Post reporter for more than 30 years, Elliot Kleinberg, journalist extraordinaire. He's an author of more than a dozen books. You can see Jane Brown in the sanctuary tonight or call 561-276-6161, extension 204 to sign up. And it is on Zoom and in person. You can choose. And it is Super Bowl weekend. Temple Sinai is helping our community once again with the Super Bowl, and that's S-O-U-P-E-R, Bowl of Caring. The tzedakah this evening will be donated to Cross Ministries, an organization that works every day to feed the hungry in our community. You can put your donation, of course, if you're in the sanctuary, in either the Bengals Bowl or the Rams Bowl, or both, and we hope you'll be generous. And also, if you participated in Temple Sinai's box pool, all the boxes are sold. You could see Eric Adams or Jay Sweet if you're here in the sanctuary to see what the numbers are, or you can call the Brotherhood 276-6161, extension 133, to leave a message and find out the numbers. They'll send it to you. They'll email it to you. Don't forget, we have Shabbat services tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And as Rabbi said, there is Torah Study on Zoom at 12:30 every Saturday. Shabbat Shalom.
Just one additional announcement, friends. Next week, we are going to host an oneg outside on the covered portico so that we can have a little opportunity to socialize following Shabbat services. So please plan to join us for Shabbat here at Temple Sinai. Caution, there will be some tables and chairs outside, and there will be safe socializing, and we're all looking forward to that once again. Shabbat Shalom.
PPS. It's that time of year again. The Purim Spiel is close upon us. It is our tradition. This year, it'll be Spielin' on the roof. And I've sent out an email to all of the choir members just a few hours before Shabbat. And I will be opening up the chorus of the Purim Spielers for anybody in the congregation who wishes to be a part of it. Next week, I will send out that email to the rest of the congregation. The Purim Spiel will be on March 12th in the evening. We have our main version that we're going to do, and then we have a contingency plan. Both of them, all of the Purim players will be here in person to perform the Spiel. If, hopefully, we have wonderful health scores within our community, we will all be here together. If not, it will be streamed for everybody.
Great. So now we continue with our concluding prayers of our service with the Aleinu on page 586, and we rise as the ark is opened.
It's up to us to call ourselves to task, to sing what's good and true, to bring about redemption. It's what we were freed to do. For what's the point of being here if we're not moved to change our ways? Aleinu leshabeach. It's time to live our praise. Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula leotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo samanu kemishmechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad.
Please be seated. There are stars up above, so far away that we only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. At this time, we remember those whose yahrzeits, the anniversary of their passing, are commemorated at this time, and whose names are illuminated on the plaques surrounding the sanctuary. Rachel Broadman, Sydney Broadman, David Dodes, Erwin Gassman, Aubrey K. Johnson, Minnie Carmiel, Lillian L. Karch, Emil Kasner, Rose Kenny, David B. Clarer, Sylvia R. Levy, Harry Musicant, Henry Netter, Reba Nitzberg, Harry Schulich, Jenny Stillman, Leah Weinberger, and Dale Brody Zeitz. Others recalled at this time: Bessie Alpert, Beatrice Botwinick, Harold Falkoff, Rick Fortgang, Scott Goldstein, Ruth Lazarus, Ann Mintz, Louis Mintz, Joyce Mogul, Lillian Schneider, Morris Silver, Herman Simon, Morton Slapin, Betty Sternschus, and Ruth Ventry. Unfortunately, at this time, we also recall a different kind of yahrzeit. This Monday, it will be 4 years since the horrible and tragic Marjorie Stoneman Douglas shooting in Parkland. And so we recall all of those, the 17 who lost their lives on that tragic day. Alyssa Al-Hadef, age 14, Scott Bagel, age 35, Martin Duque, age 14, Nicholas Dworet, age 17, Aaron Feiss, 37, Jamie Guttenberg, age 14, Chris Hickson, age 49. Luke Hoyer, age 15. Kara Lafrun, age 14. Gina Montalto, age 14. Joaquin Oliver, age 17. Elena Petty, age 14. Meadow Pollock, age 18. Helena Ramsey, age 17. Alex Schachter, age 14. Carmen Shentrup, age 16. And Peter Wang, age 15. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. At this time, we also recall the more recent passing of the following people who have departed this earth in the last 30 days, the Shloshim period. Shirley Geschwind, Bonnie Augen, Phyllis Duberstein, Milton Christopoulos, Anita Gilden, Melvin Samuels, and Jerry Shapiro. If you are thinking of someone whom I have not named, please, those who are worshiping from afar, say their names aloud now, and those who are here, as I gesture around the room, if you have a name to say, please raise your hand and I'll point to you to say the name. So for all of those whom we have named, as well as all of those whom we remember but don't have any names, we could not say them all, those who perished, who were murdered in the Shoah. And we rise in solidarity with mourners everywhere as we recite the Mourners Kaddish on page 598. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divarach Yerutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon uvyomechon. Uvachaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru. Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal. Shemei dekudisha b'richu. Le'elah min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da amiran ba'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shalom rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom bin Ramav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'kol yoshvei teva. V'imru. Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to all who mourn among us. And let us all say, Amen.
Amen.
Please take a seat as we conclude with an Oseh Shalom.
Yai dai 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 dai. 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 Oh, say shalom, mimroma. Ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.